Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Carlisle and Finch. Their premier engine, their number 45. Carlisle and Finch is and was based out of Cincinnati. They currently make searchlights. But starting in 1896, at the end of the year, they came out with electric toy trains. A little trolley, and then they added the steam engine in 99. And then they expanded the line. So this engine, the 45, was the top of the line, always their top of the line. This was first shown in the catalog as in 1903, but it was just an illustration of a steam engine, not the actual model. So the first time you see this engine in the catalog as it was produced is 1904. Here you have the engine, the baggage, the 51 and the 52 passenger cars. And this set would set you back $38 at the time, which was really some huge money. Just the engine alone was $25. So this is their large scale. It had a huge Graham motor inside, a Graham ring motor, which was quite an upscale thing from anything else that was available in the line. You have your tender here, brass wheels and bronze sides, and then you have your big 51 and 52 passenger cars. These are the brass bodies. These were also used on the large interurban cars, so they just kind of reused the molds for the stamping the sides, and then of course the bronze trucks again. So it really makes quite a nice looking set. That was the top of the line for American electric trains for a long time. Lovely piece. 1908 was very bad in America. There was a major recession, and a lot of companies had a lot to do to keep a lot of shuffling around to keep in business. So 1909, Carlisle and Finch kind of redesigned the line a little bit and cheapened up a few products. So they dropped the Graham motor and then redesigned the 45 to look like this, which is actually quite lovely in its own right, but nonetheless it's a cheaper engine to produce, just having one of their standard smaller motors inside there. And they kept producing the big cars for one more year, and then they dropped that and brought out the smaller cars that would match up with the 34 more appropriately, but would sell with this engine. So again, a nice looking engine, but with a cheaper motor. We're running on the Carlisle and Finch 2-rail track. This is the ribbon rail with wood ties for insulation. So the insulation in the engine, what you basically do is separate your one left side from the right side with a piece of wood in between. So it's kind of a unique way to do it. And it works quite nice. There is a reverse unit in the back here, and you have these band couplers, which is kind of a strange little thing. You can see my Rube Goldberg there paperclip. This is a far more ideal thing to use. However, on the big cars like this, if you bring them close like that, as soon as you get to the corners, you start to bind. So that's not happy. So I can do that here on the tender, but on the big cars, you need to have a little more space to be able to drag them around. We'll swap out the engines here and run it with the other 45. Again, this would be appropriate to have this engine with the big cars only in 1909, and then they dropped these big cars. So I'll switch out the engines and fire it up again. Thank you. One more. Here's a catalog illustration from 1909, but they use this illustration prior that shows the 51 and 52 passenger car. And then here's the illustration of the early 45, which they continued to the end. They never changed the illustration, even though they sold the later model. And you can see the price was $25 for the 45, which was quite expensive at the time, running on 10 volts. Running today with this engine, I'm pulling around 7.5 volts, pulling the full train. This engine seems to want a little more, closer to about 9 volts. Thank you for watching. You can be the judge if you like the early or the late 45. Makes a handsome looking train. Thank you.